What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. A lot has happened since the last video. We bought a house. There's so many possibilities with the house for the channel that I'm super excited about, so stay tuned for all of that. I got a much needed mental break from editing. The ski season really takes a lot out of me with a full-time job and editing videos pretty much daily. It's a grind, so in the summer I like to take time, hit the golf course, just do a little reset. But with fall in the air, I thought it was only right to make a good old-fashioned skiing versus snowboarding video. And so today we're gonna be talking about which is easier to learn in the park, skiing or snowboarding. Let's get into it.
I have a lot of experience with both of these sports in the terrain park, doing each of them for over 10 years combined, and I also have a lot of first-hand experience teaching others the ins and outs of the park in each sport. That being said, you may not agree with everything I say in this video, so feel free to comment down below with your thoughts or to ask any questions you may have. Each sport has two types of park tricks: rail tricks and jump tricks. So let's start by talking about what sport is easier to learn rails and rail tricks with. To me, the obvious answer here is snowboarding. Learning how to properly slide rails as a skier can be incredibly difficult because of the unnatural sideways slide required. It's also a lot harder to pop up onto the top of rails on skis than it is on a snowboard. Snowboarding, on the other hand, has it pretty easy when learning to slide a rail, as you can just 50-50 down rails and it's not much different than riding on snow. I mean, skiing could require months of work just to make it down a rail for the first time, and that's not even talking about learning an actual trick yet. So when we get into beginner rail tricks, again, I think snowboarding is the easier option. Many beginner rail tricks result in you landing switch, and learning how to snowboard switch is easier than learning how to ski switch, where you're literally skiing down the hill perfectly backwards. Even the simplest rail tricks on skis, like a frontside 270 out for example, require you to learn how to use your edges on the rail. This is called pedaling, which is something that snowboarders don't have to worry about. Snowboarders can land their first 180s out of rails by just turning their upper body in the direction of their choice, and they never need to worry about stopping their momentum with their edges because they don't have the same edges that skiers have. Anyways, not every beginner rail trick is easy on a snowboard. Board slides, for example, are very difficult, requiring equal or more balance as sliding a rail on skis. Frontside board slides also have you sliding down the rail completely backwards, something that's not even possible on skis. And speaking of edge control, you better not dig your leading edge into the rail while board sliding. At the end of the day though, from personal experience, learning the basics of rails is easier on a snowboard, and learning beginner rail tricks is also easier on a snowboard. Let's move on to jumps. When you're just starting to hit your first jumps, I'd say you'll have an easier time on skis. Skiing puts you in a more natural position, facing the jump straight on, and having 4 edges versus 2 also helps you grip the ground better when you're going to land. Snowboarding is going to require more balance in the air and may feel a bit unnatural for most people. Moving on to jump tricks, again, I'd say skiing will be the easier of the two. Grabs are more or less the same difficulty in either sport, and snowboarding is definitely going to be easier to learn 180s, but other than that, skiing gets my vote. When you're learning 360s, which aren't a super beginner trick, but it's kind of like a gateway trick, you'll need a lot less edge control when landing on skis than you would a snowboard. To this day, I struggle to stop my spin on landings when I'm boarding. That could be just because I suck, but I've just always found jump tricks to come around much easier on skis.
So at the end of the day, both sports are going to be difficult when you're learning in the terrain park. They're just not easy at first. Some people might find snowboarding a lot more natural than skiing, like a skateboarder might find that. Some people might find skiing much more natural than snowboarding. So if you came here looking for a definitive answer for what's going to be easier for you, I'm unfortunately not going to be able to give you that. But what I would suggest is go out there, rent both, try both, and just see either which one comes more natural to you or simply which one you enjoy more and run with that. At the end of the day, both of these sports are extremely rewarding. They're extremely fun. And so the most important thing is to just get out there and start learning one. So I hope this video helped. If it did, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next one, guys. Peace.